Yes, what's up? What's up, beautiful people? This is a HBS podcast. How are you doing? How are you feeling? I do hope that you all doing wonderful. And it has been a minute since I got on the live and did a little bit of checking in and just catching up. But nonetheless, thank you so much for just being on this particular. That when it comes to things YouTube content and things just getting to connect. And this is a month of the 15th of May 2025. And I just thought that I should check in and see what's good, what's going on with the rest of the world, and just share a little bit of what's going on with a little bit of my world as well. For a while, I have been putting material together and on in the form of a blog. So if you haven't caught on to that, there is a blog that I've been working on. You can head over to black2infinity.blogspot.com, and you can catch up with a little bit of the writing that I've been doing on there. So let me see if I'm able to share my screen. Yeah, if I'm able to share my screen, I can show you this. You will see the blog on here. It's written Black to Infinity, telling our stories, shaping our legacy from our Black roots to infinite possibilities. Because I do believe that we as a Black people globally, we do have the potential to achieve great things, and the possibilities are actually infinite. On this particular blog, if you can see my screen, I've shared with you a little bit of some articles. Some of them are regarding what is going on with West Africa, Mali, Burkina Faso, which have broken free from the French influence. And they have also decided to make their own regional passport, which I believe is a very, very good move. You will see a little bit of some articles on that. I've also put together some articles regarding some of things that are going with the world right now, and also some things that I do find to be quite essential, some information that I do find to be quite essential. For example, with this particular blog, which is titled The Laws of the Universe and Their Day-to-Day Application in African Spirituality, you can take a little bit into that. For example, the law of divine oneness, the law of vibration, the law of correspondence, action, karma, and the law of rhythm. You can read that on your own time. And then you can check into this particular article right here, which is also quite interesting, which is found on the black to infinity.blogspot.com. I think I'll share this particular link on the YouTube video. But yes, I've been doing a little bit of writing and putting together some articles. This one is regarding, according to the title of this particular mini episode, it is titled The More Things Change, the More They Remain the Same. The more things change, the more they remain the same. The other day, I think that was on Monday or on Tuesday, thereabout, the world, quote unquote, the world was celebrating 100 years since the advent or since the inception of the Afrikaans language, which was a language that came about because of the interaction of the Dutch and the African people they found in South Africa before they stole their land and did what they did to them. So there was a celebration of 100 years, of marking 100 years since that particular language came about. But also, these also took us way back into the role of these Afrikaans language in the Soweto uprising of 1976. Because in 1976 in Soweto, South Africa, there was an uprising and so many people were killed because this Afrikaans language was being made to become the language of instruction. And the South African people did in this particular week towards regards the Afrikaans is that the first batch Afrikaans people or the Afrikaans people are going to arrive in the US because they claimed that they were being harassed or they were being racially discriminated in South Africa, and therefore Donald Trump decided to give them decided to give them put them on a program which is a refugee program, taking them to the US. So you are talking about a situation where we do have South Africans having faced racial discrimination in their own country from the white people, the white minority in South Africa. And now it has gotten to a time where the black people in South Africa, they demand back their land. You know, they say they want back their land that was stolen from them or taken from them forcibly by these Dutch and other groups of white people. And when they take it back, the people that had stolen this particular land in the first place claim that they are being racially discriminated and status, to be given a refugee status in the US. And President Trump actually gave them that opportunity, South Africa, and go to the US under this refugee program. And I would say the more there has to be karma. In South Africa, you realize that there is the white the white minority. They control the bigger part of the resources in South Africa. And then we do have the black majority who have undergone a lot. Some of them actually even being beaten up and are being put in difficult situations by these colonizers in their own land. And also you realize that in some parts of South Africa, apartheid is still alive and there's a town in South Africa which is operated by these white people, and they do have even their own currency. And now they are claiming that they are actually being racially discriminated, and they want to be given a refugee status in the US, which I do find to be quite karma. Karma. Things will still come back to you, and when you're thinking that you'll do to other people and the same will not be done to you, the same thing that you're doing to other people, that same thing will come back to you, and that same thing will actually come and bite you in the back. So this is exactly what is happening. In so many years ago, the Dutch took the land from the Africans. About San, but we also do know about they're actually the Khoi and the San. These are two different. They are one and the same people, but they have cultural differences. The Khoi and the San. And the other day, I did remember that I think their language at some point became extinct. I don't think people speak the Khoi. People speak the Khoi language is spoken anymore. The language is the click sound. I think it has become extinct. I'm not really sure, but I think it has become extinct. But my point is, people that just came and took over land from South Africans, but now when the South Africans claim back their land, and they say they want nothing to do with these particular Africans, US after Trump granted them refugee status. But apart from that, there has also been another something interesting also going on. There has also been something interesting. Also, I realized that was also Rwanda. Rwanda, they were supposed to get into an agreement. They were supposed to get into an agreement with the UK, but now I understand they are also getting into another agreement with the US. They're also taking another agreement with the US to receive deported migrants. So in this world that we're living right now, things change. From 1 minute we're talking about immigrants getting into Europe, then getting deported, being taken to Rwanda. And there was a big uproar in the UK because of that particular agreement. People decided it was not going to work out. It was illegal. People were being taken to Rwanda, and Rwanda is not known to be a very, very democratic country, and other things like that. But then again, you also realize that the Rwandese people, I'm not sure whether the Rwandese people are also engaged in that conversation, whether they were asked whether they would love to have refugees and deported migrants come into their own country. I don't think that conversation was had with the people. If it was had, then I am not sure what the outcome was. But Foreign Minister Oliver Nduhungirehe says that there were ongoing discussions that were still in the early stages. So the US is actually deporting people. It might be deporting people to Rwanda, and also at the same time taking up Africans and other white people coming from South Africa that now seem to be experiencing racial discrimination. Help me make sense of this particular world that we are living in. That is my plea to you. Help me make sense of this world that we are living in right now, because we have Africans now getting a refugee status in the US. From the US as Rwanda and Sudan. On the other video that we did, I told you of a situation where a Congolese was actually deported from the US, and they were deported into Sudan. The Sudanese people did not want them, so the Sudanese people decided to take him back on a plane, put him back on a plane, send him back to the US. The US wanted him back into Africa. There's a whole lot of confusion going on with the world right now. But anyway, my point was, please make sure you peep out these particular blog that I've been putting up some material on there. And I was talking a little bit about some of the African history and the background into how this particular Afrikaans language came about, and also, apart from that, how it resulted or how it played a role in the uprising in African people that were also killed in that particular uprising. Some people were killed in that particular uprising. And for these black youth that did lead this particular uprising, they knew that Afrikaans was not just another language. It was a language of the oppressor. And this was the language that was being forced down their throats by these oppressors. And this resentment exploded on June 16th in 1976 in Soweto. And their peaceful protests were met with brutal force by the police, resulting in the death of hundreds of unarmed children and young adults. If you have watched this particular movie, there was a movie about a young lady known as Sarafina. If you didn't check that out, please make sure you do. There was a movie that starred a popular actor who was Sarafina. And let me see if I do remember the name of that particular movie, Sarafina. And Whoopi Goldberg movie. Yeah, the name was Sarafina. The name of that particular movie was Sarafina. It was a musical drama, but it also captures a little bit of what was going on with the Soweto uprising. And this came out in 1992. If you haven't checked it out, see copyright issues, but nonetheless, these things is because of this forceful. Let me share these images of these. If you can see this image, this is a musical drama, Sarafina, that came out in 1992. It also captures what was going on in apartheid South Africa. It actually featured Whoopi Goldberg back then. But nonetheless, if you haven't checked out that particular movie, I do believe that it is important that you can also pick it out. Just search for it, check it out. Let me know what your thoughts are if you have never watched it before. But if you have watched it before, you can also give me your feedback regarding the same. And I would really love to know from you as well. This is a HBS podcast. As always, it's a delight. It's a delight to just check in and just share a little bit of this and that regarding some of these particular things that are important, whether be it history, whether be it current events, among other things that are very, very much important. So you can catch up with the blogs every other day. Just search black to infinity.blogspot.com, and you will catch up with that as well. For now, I just want to thank everyone that just took a minute to check in and I just watch this particular segment. We shall be doing much more segments. I do believe even if you check in 2 days in a week, 2 episodes in a week, will be very, very important just to share matters on our history, current events, social economic events, and everything else in between. For now, it's your homeboy Spike signing out. Till next time, I would say Kwaheri. And also, before I sign out, we are re-embarking on our Swahili classes very, very soon. We shall be doing Swahili classes. So if you also share classes under this particular video, look Kwaheri.